So imagine losing your startup's secret sauce because an employee pasted it into an AI prompt. That's not just sloppy, it could literally kill your competitive advantage. So let me talk to you about what trade secrets are. Trade secrets are anything that you basically would not want your competitors to get their hands on because it's what gives you your edge in your industry. And they are the lifeblood of many startups. And they can really be anything from, I mean, we talk about secret sauce or like a secret recipe, but it could be a methodology, it could be a process. It could be a formula, a recipe, like an actual recipe of some kind, whatever it is that makes you unique and something that your competitors don't know, and you work hard to make sure they can't get their hands on it. And it's very important to understand as a founder that your job is to protect those trade secrets. There's actually a whole body of law surrounding trade secret protection. And if somebody steals your trade secrets without authorization, and you have made a good faith, reasonable effort to protect your trade secrets, then you have a claim against them. You can actually sue them for stealing your trade secrets. So it's really important for you to understand what your trade secrets are and how to protect them. And one of the most important things about protecting a trade secret is making sure that it is something that only people with a need to know basis have access to, and that it is kept somewhere secure. And so maybe it's something physical. If it is, then you need to keep it in a safe, for example, or a locked closet. If it's digital, then you want to make sure only people on a need to know basis have access via passwords. And you, as the founder, need to be able to ultimately control the access and cut access off when necessary. You also need to have good non-disclosure agreements in place with anybody who has access to that information. It doesn't matter what it is, there are things that you have to do. And if you don't take those steps, they cannot be considered trade secrets. And one of the quickest ways to waive your rights to your trade secrets is to disclose them to somebody else who's not on a need to know basis. Well, that's where AI comes in, because if you or someone that works in your business, either an employee or a contractor, puts your trade secrets or any portion of them into an AI tool. So maybe it's your source code, maybe it's an algorithm, maybe it's customer data, maybe it's your business's financial data or strategic marketing or business plans. Again, it could be like a specialized process or formula. It could be something that you are trying to get a patent in, which that's another issue because you could prevent yourself from being able to get a patent if that information is first put in an AI prompt. All of those things, if those things are put into an AI prompt, will potentially waive trade secret protection. And once they're entered into third-party AI systems, control of that information is lost forever. And potentially, those things could come out in other people's outputs once it's in the mix. You know, when you think of AI data, it's sort of like a big soup of data that's been put into this AI system, and it's trained on all of it. I say this is sort of something I want people to understand, is that AI is really like a sophisticated autocomplete system or a predictive system. It's not ever creating anything new. So it's selecting data that seems to be responsive to the AI prompt, and it's remixing data that's in its system to come up with something that seems to be responsive to what you're asking for. So it's very possible that your trade secrets could end up in somebody else's output. So it's incredibly important that you do what you can to protect your trade secrets and make sure that they are not being entered into any AI tools ever for any reason. Here's some other risks you need to be concerned about. So if you're using a generative AI platform like OpenAI, for example, if you look at their privacy policy and their terms of use, they retain your prompts and your chats for a minimum of 30 days. Even if you don't want your information to train their platform and you've toggled that option off, they are still saving your data for 30 days before it is destroyed. Now, this is problematic because, first of all, you don't want that stuff stored in their system. Their system is always going to be subject potentially to subpoenas, for example, the government trying to access their data. And then also, we just saw a lawsuit recently this summer that was brought by the New York Times against OpenAI for copyright infringement. And the court ordered what's called a litigation hold, which forced OpenAI to save all of the user prompts and chats indefinitely pending the outcome of this litigation. And so once you put something into an AI prompt, you lose control of it, and it is something that could be disclosed. So this is obviously very potentially catastrophic for your business if your trade secrets are inputted into AI prompts. So here's what you need to do. You need to prohibit entry of trade secrets into unapproved AI tools. So you got to know which tools are being used in your business. You got to understand the privacy policy in terms of use. You've got to make sure that you are not allowing that AI platform to use your prompts to train that platform, because then it really does absorb that data permanently into its training set. And you need to train your staff on what counts as a trade secret. So you actually need to give them some training or bring someone like me in who can train your team on what is a trade secret and what types of things should never, ever be put into AI prompts. And ultimately, if you have the budget for it, you should be using enterprise level AI solutions because they have additional layers of protection and they don't ever generally save your prompt information. It's deleted immediately. So that gives you another level of protection. And then also keep an internal log of protected information, who has access, when it's been accessed, and make sure you are controlling access of that information at all times. And again, I say you've got to have a really good NDA in place with anybody, employee or contractor working in your business, so that those things are protected as well. Your trade secrets are your competitive edge, so protect them before it's too late. If you want more information, you can download my free guide on AI and trade secret protection. And if this resonates with you and you're really worried about it, set up a call with me. I'd love to assist you to figure out what your trade secrets really are and what you can do in your specific business to make sure you're protecting yourself and protecting your competitive edge.